Now, if you out there and you have bad breath, and you just generally take like a Claretts or something to take for it, well, that bad breath could actually be telling you something. It could be telling you that you might have a problem with your heart. There is a study that's out in Cleveland. It's being conducted in Cleveland. The clinic found that a simple breath test can determine whether the patient is going to have heart failure or has heart failure. Dr. Ray Dwellick, a pulmonologist at the clinic, analyzed the breath and studied the patients who exhaled into a deflated balloon. Found the difference between those with heart failure and those without. Now, the problem here is that if you get the doctor on a bad day, he's going to make you blow up a whole bunch of balloons, and then you're going to at his party going, is the test done yet? No, the test isn't done yet. Keep blowing them up. No, actually, he says that because of the bacteria that's in the breath, and the molecules that are in there, you can test for this. And now they're going to be also testing for, hopefully in the future, maybe for other diseases, liver or kidney functions. And it may be at some point, because this is a non-invasive test, that you could actually be able to do this at home at some point. And so you'd be able to blow up a balloon, send it in, and see if your party favors are in. No, that's different company altogether. Joe, your thoughts?
This is a clever idea to come up with. When I first read it, when I first read breath test, I thought, how can that tell you anything except that you've been drinking? But the article says a lot of things that can affect the composition of breath, and their studies have found that there is a difference in breath between those that are experiencing heart failure and those that are not.
All right.
So I think that's just really clever.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Crystal, you're the one that found this story. Tell us a little bit more about this. I mean, since you're the nurse on the show, what do you think about this? What's your thoughts?
Well, you actually covered it pretty well yourself. This is really fascinating because our breath is actually it's like a fingerprint. It's unique to us, and nobody else is going to have the same breath print per se.
Wow, I never thought of it about it like that.
Right. This is not it's not unheard of. You've probably heard of cases of people being pulled over in the car, or you've seen people that you thought were drunk, and it comes to find out that they're actually like diabetics with very high blood sugars, and you're smelling like you smell the fruit. It smells like alcohol on their breath when it's actually the ketones that they've accumulated. It's toxic. It's making them sick. So I'm really kind of surprised that this hasn't really happened sooner. It's very fascinating because they were able to correctly diagnose heart failure among newly hospitalized patients with 100% accuracy.
100% accuracy.
Wow.
100%
Damn.
accuracy. So this is really, I think there's a lot of room for other things that they're going to be able to diagnose from. This is it talks more about this being more of the home setting and kind of being able to maybe even prevent people from going into heart failure. So
cool.
This is really exciting considering that about 5 million Americans suffer from heart failure and roughly 550,000 people are diagnosed with heart failure every year.
You know, the best part is they take all the extra breath and they fill party balloons with it, right? No.
Well, I was wondering if there was like a little bit of gas in those balloons and made people a little happy. But, fascinating work. I'm really excited to see what this is going to turn into. I think it's going to be a really great thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And making balloon animals gives me heart failure. Right.
I can never get those things to fill up. I pull on them. They just never.
You got to use the little balloon pumps.
Oh, that's a balloon pump. Well, there you got a pump for everything now. Totally different pump.
Interesting factoid. Both of those pumps are interchangeable.
Personal experience, Joe? Dave, your thoughts?
Read it on the bathroom wall somewhere.
Dave, your thoughts?
No, I think this is a really good idea. It's like you can take saliva from people now and you can get the human genome and figure out all sorts of different things about what our diseases are. Ultimately, the future of medicine is really being able to diagnose something early on as cost effectively as possible and as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, definitely. If you could just take this and put it into a box or something, and after you fill it up and then send it in, then that would be so much cheaper than having to actually even to go down to the clinic. You can get your results right through the mail.
You could do it at home, and it would be way more cost efficient. It'd be easier for every person in the world to be able to test themselves for something. And I mean, that's the future of medicine, is being able to home diagnose.
Yep. Absolutely. And the nice thing is that you don't have to blow up the party balloons later on. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dylan, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, this is the first I've actually heard of this. It sounds quite, it's pretty miraculous, really. And like the other guys have said, I can see a lot of the areas of medicine, and I see a lot of advancement coming out of this one technique, and I think it's fantastic.